it was going on when we were away. Xbox Next rumors going on, potential 2026. Shout out to WCCF Tech. They think next generation Xbox will be powered by Zen 5 CPU due to launch in 2026. And says that it may be released earlier than the PlayStation 6 as Microsoft wants to set the message for the next generation of consoles. And also, Red Gaming Tech revealed the timeline and said it may have shifted since the documents leaked by the FTC early in the year. And yeah, they said that as for why Microsoft could be planning to release this console before is because the current company wants to set the message for the next generation of consoles like it was successfully done in the 360 generation. The hardware would be less powerful than the competition, but it would only make it cheaper than the PlayStation 6 and allow Microsoft to release a more powerful hardware revision down the line. So, yeah, this is a big one. A lot of thoughts, a lot of debate in reference to this. I want to start with the best spot. Let's start with the best spot right quick because I'm curious how you feel. He's a power guy. I feel he's a guy he likes the power of mid generation refreshes and consoles and things of that nature. But what do you think about this, man? If this rumor is true, do you agree with the strategy? Not hold pat. Where you at with this?
Personally, like I don't have a problem with it because I can see how it's done, and then what a way to do it. You know what I mean? Obviously, if the PlayStation 5 Pro going to come out and still some headlines, and then Xbox turns around and releases a new console, they can do this, and they can do this at any time they want. Because me and Attic has been arguing as we argued about this over our Planet Xbox episode, where I said it doesn't matter when they drop; they can drop 2 years early and be fine because there's not. I don't see a situation where a game that is playable for the next console that won't be playable for the Series X, right? So it's like my Xbox with their consoles are more closer to the mobile of how like every iPhone could come out, whatever, and it's just like it's just new hardware. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be the same thing. It's just that they'll be able to front on the power and have developers, take advantage of it, and the only real exclusive they could really have are the ones that will be provided by a third party that's eager enough to take advantage of that, that tech. That's only available. That's how they got ahead with the 360. Like there was just games that were just available for a whole year for the 360 from 2005 to 2006, even going into 2007. That just they didn't port to the PS3, or that got ported to the PS3 much later, and it gave them like a huge leap. I think they're going for that again. It will be less disruptive. I don't think it will be like a tight close off where it's like, all right, here's the next gen and the Series X and S dies off, because there's a lot of games we've seen the last 2 years that ain't coming out until 2026. So are those all next gen only games, or like that's where I say like they can technically get away with doing it, and it won't be as like a crazy shift. And it honestly, even though it will be a next generation console, it will probably feel more like what the Series X did to the Xbox One X. You know how we got the Series X and S, and there was really no exclusive. It was just games that ran and looked better with the upgrades, but there was no concrete like next gen exclusive. They were just all Xbox One games, right, running at with upgraded resolutions and frame rates. And I think it will be the same thing. Pretty much serve the purpose that the PS5 Pro would serve, just to a greater degree. And I'm just curious to see what changes they make that the backward compatibility would, how will they somehow to use machine learning to put ray tracing in games that didn't have it before, like what would they? I'm just curious. I think it's a good idea for them to break away from
the head-to-head
timeline. Yeah,
launch at the same time.
Yeah, they have to do that. And the reason why it makes me feel good that they're doing this, because everybody says Xbox ain't making no more consoles, is that they still care enough to try to give it like some sort of effort where like we want to put a console out, we want to set the tone like we did in the 360 days, and the 360 was successful by beating PS5 to the punch. Like I mean, the OG Xbox had a short lifespan, 4 years, and so I'm not surprised. I'm happy with it. I'll support it, but I feel like what they're doing something where I don't think it will force anyone to move on for the Series X and the Series S sooner than they have to. But they have a more powerful option that's far greater than a PS5 and a PS5 Pro. But just ahead, a couple years ahead, just to give them that room to like kind of dominate the market and allow their platform to mature.
To mature. All right. No, I feel you. Okay. I'm surprised. I didn't know how you was going to feel about it. Let's get guys, man. Let's get the sauce real quick. So I'm going to get a chance to listen to you guys in reference to your thoughts on this. This is a big talking point between me and Rand. We were going at it for a minute. But, yeah, just in general, like, what's your? I shouldn't say going at it. We were discussing it. I was gonna say. Yeah, we weren't going at it. We weren't going at it. We were going at something else, but not this. But so where are you at, man? If the rumors are to be believed, in 2026 is it? Do you agree it's the right approach, or are you kind of like, you know what? Nah, y'all need to stay in pat for a bit.
I actually got a couple of people in the know who actually told me before the WCCF tech that this is happening. But they're saying 2026, 2027. 2027 is more likely. Again, believe it or not,
Tomato.
But I think it's a smart move. I think it also really, right now, as an Xbox fan, I'm a bit annoyed. I have to watch my language. I'm a bit annoyed at the fact that it feels like Microsoft had this blunderbuss approach of let's invite everyone like kumbaya. And I'm like, that's the only thing I don't like about Phil. I'm like, nah, man, the console, make it, because that's the nucleus of this business and this brand. So one, people are already saying there's not going to be an Xbox, and this would be a massive serving of crow for them. Two, the thing is, the next gen console will be a tremendous marketing beat, because Microsoft needs that breathing space. PlayStation dominates the airwaves massively with the masses, with the mass public, right? So look, think about it. Call of Duty is a huge IP. Microsoft is now contractually bound not to leverage the advantage on its current gen consoles over the PS5, but now it has a Xbox Next.
Nobody ain't saying that about a new console.
Exactly. They didn't say anything. They can't be held back by that. So the next Xbox will have, if they release it, way better, on paper and hopefully in practice, way better, a generational leap in what Call of Duty performs like. And people will buy that. The masses will be swayed by the definitive version of COD on consoles, doing all kinds of, bro, it's crazy how the market is changing. One of my boys, he's big in the drill game called Fumes the Engineer. He now he's a PlayStation guy, and he's got a 4090 PC playing with a PlayStation controller. And all his boys have moved to PC because they want the definitive edition of what? Just COD Warzone. They just want to play COD. That's all they're playing. You release a next gen Xbox. Get the name right, for God's sake. Please get the name right. Oh man, they screw up the name so bad. It's so important. It's so important. Get the name right. Get it. Get all the marketing push. And this is going to be a cross-gen console, by the way. I mean, it will be cross-gen at the start. That is the case now with this gen. We saw it for 3 years, man. But both consoles, it just kind of straddled the cross-gen thing. So it's going to be a cross-gen console by its extension. So is the PS6. If it comes out, it's not a USB stick or whatever.
Be careful around King. We don't say that too loud.
I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to be careful. But
you saw me.
Yeah, you see, pretty perked up.
Looking at you, bro.
As soon as you talk, say the words PS6. King is on your head. Continue.
Pause. Guys, crazy.
I think that everything is lining up because a lot of big games, this strategy is very risky as well, but Microsoft can weather the storm. But it's risky because obviously the PlayStation 6 could have technology that would leapfrog potentially the Xbox Next. But then the Xbox by then can commit to another mid-gen console. But the strategy is risky, but it works really well and aligns up with their software launch. That console needs to be front-loaded with incredible first-party IPs. Without that, it's not worth doing. And I think that's where Elder Scrolls coming out on the next box, that would be mad. I think Perfect Dark is around about then. Blade. This is like the 360 gen where we got Project Gotham Racing. And look at Perfect Dark 0 to a lesser degree, but still a marketing beat. And yet all these incredible games. So this would be, if Microsoft wants, if Phil Spencer says never got a chance and never with the last gen.
Guys, can I interrupt you right quick? I just want to throw something that's going to sound very crazy. It's going to sound very crazy 20 years later, right? Well, 2005, launch title exclusives for 360. Quake 4, Perfect Dark 0, Call of Duty 2.
Yo, history
And it-
repeating
Oh,
itself.
yeah.
Not history repeating itself. Oh,
Yeah,
come on,
yeah,
man.
you could.
Don't get me gassed up now, kid.
That's crazy.
That's glory years. Those are glory years.
It would work, man, and that strategy would be incredible. Think about a front-loaded thing. You're getting it there. Game Pass in Japan as well. You've got Mina working overdrive,
go
trying
ahead
to completely disrupt the market. All the chips fall in the right place. And someone earlier in one of the super chats did say, made a great point where they said, look, with all these studios and the breadth of studios now under Microsoft's banner, you will start to see that technology becoming useful more because the Xbox hardware is not doing what it needs to, supposed to, tools and whatnot. That kind of stuff, getting ahead of the competition, getting developers acclimatized to your hardware, software, and your tools 2 years ahead of the competition is a big plus that hurt Xbox in this generation when the PlayStation 5 was using the same dev environment that it relied on in the PS4. Now PlayStation Xbox gets ahead 2 years potentially. Or 1 year potentially. That's a big amount of time to really go hard on the marketing, and Microsoft needs to do that and not do some third-party crap that we're hearing
I got
about.
one question before I pass it. Oh, guys.
Yeah.
What do we do with the dual skew approach, though? Are we dual skewing or are we one skewing? What we doing?
Do not do a deal skew. The strategy does not make sense if you're going to try and undercut and offer a cheaper alternative. That's the Series X or the Series S, and even cheaper. You've got cross-gen. Why do you need to do deal skew? The whole point about this strategy.
Yeah, that's done.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, I think that's done as well. I don't think that's going to happen again. The second skew is going to be the mid-gen console that comes out later.
Nah, that's not true.
Oh, you don't think so, King? Damn.
No, because I put the video out already.
Oh, because you put the video. Xbox front line, y'all. Go watch that. Go watch.
Go watch that. But yeah, nah. As soon as he finished, I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
But
So that's what I think. I think do not even think about releasing a weaker console. The whole point, a whole marketing bluster about it is most powerful console. This is it. This one, and have all the software. You want to play these games. You can play on the Xbox. You can play on Game Pass. You can play on PC. You can play everywhere. But you want the definitive console version of this. It's going to be this, and I think that strategy makes sense with machine learning and all the bells and whistles.
Got you.
This,
The AI.
this would
the King
really,
love. Give them all AI.
yeah, go for it.
That's right. Very cool.
Yep. Crazy AI. AI up the wazoo.
At the wazoo. At the wazoo.
AI is the future, man.
At it,
Yeah, it
man.
is.
This is something we've been talking about. Rumors is cooking. Xbox in 2026. What we doing? You for this? Where you at? Or you not?
Shout out to the 1,000 watching. Get them likes up. You know, you wipe your feet. You hit that bell when you come in. You put that thumbs up.
Yes.
Don't play with me, please.
Yes, there you go. Hit that like button. Yeah, come on. 433 likes. What's going on now?
Man, the thumbs up. Some stinks.
Do
I
that
don't
for
like
me,
it.
Smith.
Yeah,
It gotta be. It must be a lot of PlayStation dudes up in
Yeah, I
here
was
saying,
just about to say that.
trying to figure out what's happening. What are they gonna tell us that we gotta do this year? What do we gotta follow? What do we gotta run from? Gotta run
Messy.
from them leaks, boy.
So, Attic, man, how you feeling? Shades of the 360 era, or we gas? Should we just chill out and relax?
I actually think they're gonna pull a Wii U.
What's the Wii U? Oh
What?
no!
This
oh,
dude.
no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you let me finish?
This dude.
Can you let me
Oh,
finish?
I want you to
My
go for
erection
it.
is gone. Thank you.
Can you let me finish?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
let's hear
They're
this.
gonna. They
finish.
ended the Wii U early to start the next generation.
okay,
to have a
okay.
high shot on everyone else.
Oh, I see.
Okay, I see what you did.
I think
Okay,
that's
we
what they're
judged
doing
you
here.
too
I
early
think
there,
this
sorry.
year and the majority of last generation was about damage controlling what the state of the brand was at the beginning. They're starting to get all their ducks in a row, and I feel like the best way, because we've always said it, every generation's a new fresh start. And we've seen how just a year benefited Xbox with the 360. So, and not to mention, not only does that give them an advantage in that perspective where, the PlayStation 5 Pro is coming out next year. Well, rumored to come out next year. So if that's genuine and that's actually happening, do you think that PlayStation jumps the gun and stops supporting the PlayStation 5 Pro like a year and a half into the market? Like, because it puts them in a situation where it's like, do we let Xbox run wild for a year or two with the next generation of consoles, or do we cut the PlayStation 5 Pro early and meet them in the market at the same time? And part of me is on this I think that they know they have games. As long as the games hit, they'll be fine. And part of me thinks like, look, you know, we're starting to get these games together. We're starting to get out all of our ducks in a row. If we jump the generation soon and are able to get to the market before the competition, because look what happens. Like every time these new consoles come out, it's like the fresh thing on the market. Right. Imagine being the only fresh thing on the market. Because at that point, Switch is 2-3 years. The new Switch is 2 probably years. Well, almost 3 years new. Like, and then, you know, people say, well, you know, I think they're going to cut ties quicker sooner rather than later. I do think there's going to be a lost cross-generation games, but I think they're going to lean more towards that next generation only on that platform. Like, I think there's a chance the Blade is only on the next gen.
Interesting.
And you know, and you know, me and Smooth disagree because Smooth says, well, some of these games have been announced for Xbox, like, but we've seen in the past where companies say, oh, we're dropping last year. Like, and to me, if they do that and they have the games and they come out and let's say Perfect Dark, Outer Worlds 2, Blade, Elder Scrolls 6, next gen only. I think it could really benefit them. I really do. Like it only works if they have the games. If the games are going to be critically acclaimed, people are going to like them. You know, people can sit there and say, "Well, Addict, you know, they're not going to restart another new generation." But it's just like that's what the Nintendo did. And it worked for them. Like obviously there's a mobile market aspect to that, but when they realized early on, we ain't doing nothing with this Wii U. So we're gonna bide our time, support it as much as we can, and we're going to make our efforts next generation. And I don't think that's happening now, but I do think that Microsoft is better off cutting the cord sooner rather than later, because not only, like I said, it puts PlayStation in a weird situation. I don't think PlayStation letting them do that. I think PlayStation cuts support sooner rather than later. I personally feel like that because if Xbox had a year on the 360 and was able to gain so much ground, imagine if they had to give them 2. And I don't see PlayStation doing that. If anything, if there was some leaks going on, and the moment PlayStation finds that out, they're like, we need our next gen out sooner rather than later. And I'm sorry, King, it's the PS6. Like, I don't personally.
Say sorry to me. Just say sorry to yourself. Because you're wrong, but I mean, I'm just gonna sit here until you're right.
And that's my thing.
I'm very intrigued on how this is gonna pan out. And you know, the funny thing is, like I said on our Go Live. But there's a PS6. King was like, and he'll get away with it.
At least you know me. At least you know me. At least you know me. But it's not. It's not. Yo, it's just not. And y'all are so used to something that y'all will like to be safe. I don't care to be safe.
I'll get the chisel out. Gold plate. It is going to be
listen,
incredible.
And I want you to make sure that the mallet look like a Thor hammer when you're doing it. You understand?
I think even
Hart's head at the end of it. Don't worry.
Even if PlayStation can't,
no, it paused.
even if PlayStation isn't able to come out in 2026,
they can't.
They're definitely coming out in 2027, like early 2027. I don't see them.
2028.
28. They ain't coming out in 27.
You guys really think they're going to let Microsoft run 2 years in a generation by
it's
themselves?
It's not what they let them do. Is what they able to do. They can't.
Why are you saying 2028 in general, King? The PS6 don't exist. Why are you saying 2028 in general?
Listen, I'm telling you this. If they're able to make any moves, it's only in 2028. Y'all don't read. Y'all don't read. I sat there and read every document. I sat there with bleeding eyeballs, reading everything, and said, and you know, I just felt like that I belled the mouse. Like I got them. Like I have got them. So when dudes are sitting there talking this crap, like, it's gonna be this, I'm like, y'all just didn't read. And the fact of the matter that y'all didn't read is my gain. It's okay. It's okay. Okay.
You're ridiculous. But as it goes on to you right now, King, I didn't get a chance to talk to you about this.
Yes.
I know Frontlines out there, we had this in-depth discussion in reference to, you know, Xbox Next 2026. Do they set it off early? You with this? You with this? Peter Moore kind of energy?
The first the first paperwork showed that they were talking about 2028, right?
Yes, right.
And then the leaks came out, and then all of a sudden these dudes is like, yeah, now we can go 2026.
Well, Phil did say, hey, those old, our plans have changed.
We changed because we found out a lot of new stuff. Like when you find out the dude that you going ball for ball, line for line, he ain't ready yet. Oh, he didn't get his beats right yet. Oh, wait a second. He can't make it to Dubai with us. Oh, let's go. It's a go. It's a go. When you find out that you going up against bases like this is tower. Let's play tower defense.
Right.
And you find out they don't got something on their side that can stop tanks. No, massive make tanks. Make a bunch of tanks and send them. Like we got them.
Real quick question, King. Do you think if whatever Xbox's next console is, do you think they do what they did for the Xbox One to the Series S and X, where it is a kind of like a UI, not really a UI overhaul? It's pretty much the same interface. Do you think they keep that, or do you think they change it up?
No. Everything is going to be all brand new, spanking. Because the AI,
I think it would be a mistake if they did.
That's nice. The AI is going to show you exactly what it's about. Okay, so first,
so no tanks. You found out they got nothing to do with
can't
tanks.
defend. They can't defend against the tanks.
They can't defend.
So what you do? You send a whole bunch of tanks over there. And you just Attic is the master at this.
What?
When he played, when we was playing that Halo Wars.
Yes.
He's the master at it. Oh, they don't got nothing that can defend about aerial. Send mad aerial over there and wipe them out.
No, you know what I used to do? I used to send an anti over there where I knew I would have tanks, and I would send planes over there to get the people that I want to kill with the tanks to follow the planes to my tanks.
And do you see that? He knows strategy, but he's not using it here. Now, this is what I'm talking about, right? This is the part I'm talking about. This is what they said, that if you want somebody to not know what your plans are, write it down and put it in the book. I read everything.
Read all of it.
And I said, oh, snap. These dudes don't got money. These dudes have been fudging numbers. These dudes have been actually weak as hell. And I've been saying it for years, but y'all waited for another dude to say it for y'all to believe it. But, and I said, it ain't no PlayStation 6. Because when they say the competition will leapfrog us, we don't have anything that can compete. Y'all are not enough. These are words telling you we can't do this. When the CEO is selling stocks, why would you sell now? Why wouldn't you sell it later when it's more valuable? No, you're going to sell it now when you know that it's worth the most now.
Tell me how we talking about Xbox and he's hijacked it and there's no PlayStation.
No. Listen, let's get to it. Let's get to it. I'm telling you why they're coming out in 2026. I'm telling you why they're going to punch him in the mouth. They catch the bully with his pants down. Hold up. Just sock him right in the mouth. Drop him right there.
Saying they just Johnny Caged him.
Just catch him in the locker room while he pulling his pants up. Just drop him, because he ain't know that you was there. He didn't know you was going to show up. Now, the 2 SKU thing. There's going to be one console. One official console going to come out.
Okay.
But they will have a little man. And little man is going to change. Y'all saw that whole diagram that they put up with the controller?
Yes.
Those modulated controllers? There's gonna be tech inside that joint to cloud stream immediately.
Oh, cloud.
Didn't they confirm they canceled that whole program though?
They didn't.
It was called Keystone or something like that. They said they got rid of it.
They canceled the Keystone project, the joint that was on his dresser. On the shelf in the back. Yeah, completely different. Same tech, completely different. See, the problem with the Keystone was you needed a controller. So you're gonna sell it and buy a controller. You understand? Who's gonna walk around with this big ass controller in their pocket trying to get it over? We're gonna rework this. Let's rework this. This is why that thing didn't come out. Let's rework it. If you put the tech into a controller that automatically syncs up to any television anywhere,
right,
any tablet, any phone, whatever, at any point in time, and you turn that into a battlefield anywhere you are for $150, $200, and it only streams. This is only a streaming device. This isn't something that, this is the dedicated hardware. That's how little man get wings. We got little man got wings now. And little man is not holding back this guy because he doesn't have tech in it that you have to skew for.
Right. You're just saying like a cloud-only device.
All we gotta do is just manufacture this little dude and let this little dude go out there and do the infantry work and just knock people out. Go, little man, go do what you were made to do and go beat people up. Real console comes out. Now they got the games. They got the games y'all want. I saw your port begging earlier. Y'all port begging so hard. Y'all got Colt out there making videos talking about, this stuff might happen and this stuff might happen. Y'all are so hopeful that y'all can get, and it's not even for y'all. It's for the dudes that lay down easy. It's for Nintendo, okay? So I can tell y'all now, that's for Nintendo. You other port beggars, y'all not gonna get there. Y'all gotta wait. But this console is going to be AI run, and it's going to leapfrog them, just like they said it would. It's going to leave them in the dust, because they're going to put out that Pro next year, or this year. I think it's this year that Pro's supposed to come in. Whatever year, please put out the Pro. As soon as you put out the Pro, that's when your feet are stuck in the ground. That's when they're going to beat the brakes off you. This is when you'll bend over to tie your shoelaces, and we're going to kick you in the mouth. And that's when the new Xbox is going to come out. Now, the name is key. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, Gaz is holding out the name.
The name is key. Don't come out here. Don't mess that up. Just don't mess that up. All right? I don't think it's going to be a series console. Don't mess that up.
Xbox key?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Please don't mess it up.
Let me ask you this, though, because you're of the mindset. You're from the era of we drop your album on the same day as their album. Now
No. Wait, time out. Hold on. Wait a second.
You always been on that drop my game on the same day as their game. You've always been on that type of time.
I'm also of the type of time to catch you dude while he lacking. I'm the dude that catch you coming out there, your baby mama house. What's up, B?
What's up now? Oh no. Wait.
Remember what you said? I'm that dude. All right? I'm that dude that catch you when you thought it was nice. You understand?
I can't really sleep. Okay. I got you now. I got you.
So just when y'all thought it was safe to come outside, that's that dude, right? I'm that guy.
Okay.
And I want them to catch them at their weakest. Their weakest is when they trying to get that Pro out. When they got that Pro out and your legs are stuck in the ground and you trying to get your games over there, we just trying to worry about a generation that y'all quote unquote said y'all want. So I want y'all at your weakest where y'all can't make the pivot. Y'all already manufacturing this. You can't manufacture nothing else.
So they locked in.
Your feet is stuck to the ground.
So you got them now. So you just come behind them and bang.
Run up behind, and put them down. And put them down. And
you can't be making that sound. You be making that sound. That's the new Xbox sound. I don't like that.
My real rights know what happens. Right? Yeah. I want them to get out that car in that dark alley and just be like, it'd be really messed up if somebody right now. So it's gonna happen. They're gonna catch them lacking because the hubris on these dudes is ridiculous. I don't even know why they would make a Pro, but this is what they're gonna do, and this is what Microsoft is gonna do, and they know it. It's predictive. They probably got an AI predicting everything that they're gonna do over there and strategizing against it. But that little man is gonna show up. But it's not going to be what everybody thinks. It's just going to be a streaming device that can go anywhere, latch onto anything at any time to get that pockets. That's it.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I got most of the points I was going to say. Look, at the beginning I was mixed only because there's a part of me that's like, man, y'all got the games now. Y'all got the studios now. Like, do you need to necessarily, jump out the window, so to speak? But there's a part of me that I was like, you know what? We got to be real. Like, 360 was their most successful generation. What was some of the differentiators? The differentiators was, they were about a year or two to market, right? When we had Peter on and Peter talked about that, establishing that and being the first to 10 million, whatever the number was at the time. Yeah. And, the thing that really is compelling about it is that we have to be honest with the series consoles. One of the major flaws We all saw that Series X and it had Halo Infinite on the back of the box.
Yeah.
And Halo Infinite was not ready for launch. That joint was there, right? So we remember how weak the lineup was. And as the problem with the series generation is, in my opinion, they haven't been able to capitalize and gain the ground they were, because I don't, as dominant as Sony has been with the 3-1, I feel there's been opportunities for Xbox to exploit, and they've had like a good year, bad year, good year, bad year. So they haven't been able to string it together, right? So to me, you jump out, let's say 2026, or guys say 2027, right? You jump out, and we do know, based on launch cadence of Xbox Game Studios, based on now we know ABK, right? And Bethesda, you could have an insane killer lineup of titles at this new hardware launch and showcasing what you're about to do. So that does show strength. And then, like to your point, King, PS5 Pro is already out. You then leapfrog that, right? Pretty quickly. Because let's be honest, a lot of the fear of the the Xbox fan who wants the mid-generation reflex is like, damn, you just gonna let them be out there with a PS5 Pro, and we all know them Digital Foundry joints gonna come out. Right, and we're gonna be like, oh, this is how GTA 6 looks over here. You know what I'm saying? This is how it looks over there on your platform, and we know how damaging that was for Xbox One.
It's gonna be bad too.
And could you imagine a Call of Duty that they can only get streaming on a joint because their hardware is not capable to run it?
Yeah, and what I like about it is dictating your own terms, right? Coming out, you set the brand. Because like Nintendo, they move to their own drum. They're not waiting for whatever. Move to your own. Dictate your own pace and separate yourself. Because let's be honest, as much as people don't want to admit it, we have to admit PlayStation is a global brand. We have to admit that. So if you keep going head to head and launching your stuff at the same time with a global brand, it's not smart. Like, you just got to be honest. We have to be real about the situation. Now, if you put yourself out there, establish yourself out as this is the place to play. And oh, by the way, here's the new Gears. Oh, here, by the way, here's the new Perfect Dark. Oh, here, by the way, here's Blade. Here's Clockwork Revolution. Here's, oh, by the way, in a 2-year window, because we have to admit that launch lineup of the 360, the first year to 2 years are insane. Like, the whole console generation was insane, but particularly the amount of games that came out, Ghost Recon, but it's like, bro, it was just massive. And now you talk about playing these games on more powerful hardware. That's super attractive, right? And you establish Game Pass and I told people all the time, I don't care what nobody says. That Call of Duty is in Game Pass. It's gonna hit different. And Sony said it themselves. Sony said it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna hit. You got the call. Now they can't. But legally, they say, yeah, we ain't got no statistical advantage, no advantage over y'all, except with new hardware though. Hey, we can't. Hey, this is our stuff more power. We can't say nothing about that, right? At this point. So I think that's good. My only fear, I have one fear about it, one concern, is that provided that pivot did happen and there is this change and they are now doing this, my only concern, please, the yields, y'all. The yields, please. Because we went through a red ring of death because y'all, moving a little fast. You know what I'm saying? So just please, from a hardware.
That AI chip messing up?
Just whatever. I hope Jason Ronald and the teams have really, dialed in as far as that aspect, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing that could really derail that if you're, you're moving a little too fast. But look, these guys are in positions way smarter than me. They understand the business, they understand design and all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, and then the messaging has to be airtight. I have confidence in Xbox hardware messaging though. When it comes to for promoting hardware and controller, you're gonna get the graphic, you're gonna get it all. So they gotta do that, but they gotta also really promote the Game Pass element as well as that launch lineup and the message to current Series X and S owners. It's just, hey, this is how you're going to be able to play the games. We're not going to leave you behind, and if it will be, the cloud will allow you to play on the Series S, so a Series Xbox Next only game, so to speak, that kind of thing. So look, that's going to be the key for them. But yeah, I think it would be a sound approach. I'm actually coming around to it a bit more. So
yeah, I wasn't down with it in the beginning.
Yeah, at first I was a little because I was like, God, do I need to do that?
I was like, would you fight them? And then I thought about it. I was like, then I saw the paperwork and I was like, get him.
But that's all like it. Good, guys. Anything else before we move on?
No, I just think that's the smart play. It works on many levels. That you get ahead of the competition. You really do also reinvigorate the brand and reassure the fan base. And Phil Spencer's aware of the fact that people like us are a bit annoyed about the console being relegated.
Yeah.
That addresses that. And the marketing push, that's the big one.
Key.
Xbox has everything there. It has the games. It has everything going for it, but people still don't, even with Game Pass, it's not marketing well. But once you do this, then you have the best chance Xbox. Everything. This is the problem with Xbox. And so I got so annoyed in 2022 when they dropped the ball. All that
Killed the momentum from 2021.
Yeah.
Killed it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they killed it right off the bat because they had no exclusives at launch, which is shocking. So that it was really high. That could have been a very disruptive gen. Like way more than what Game Pass is now. They're riding on Game Pass, but it would have been really a whole different story if this was the case. But now, with all these studios and all these IPs, just the sheer number alone, that software lines up, you get your marketing beat, and then you've got a lot of inroads in Japan and everything, like the whole facet of this. This is the chance for Microsoft to really take it to Sony.
Well, hopefully we don't get another COVID.
Yeah.
That part. That part.
Yeah. Oh, they do get another COVID, and the freaking industry goes up high because you remember people sitting at home, they'll be buying the console.
Yeah, but the thing was, they caught COVID bug, and then Halo wasn't ready, and a lot of games wasn't ready. But Sony had their old stuff in tuck. It was like, yay, put it up to new resolution and put it out the door.
Well, think about the potential, right? Well, if you talk about a Halo, you can have all these front loaded. You have Elder Scrolls, you have the new COD. You have Perfect Dark. You probably have State of Decay probably around about then as well.
Stagger it out though. Don't do a Dreamcast.
Oh, they will.
Stagger it out or show a force. But then you also have a future roadmap and whatever's Doom, whatever was working on that. You have Halo.
Yes.
Remember Halo?
Oh yeah, remember that? Yeah.
Reveal that the next year, the following year.
That's a good point. We forgot about Halo.
At that time, we'll probably see something related to Gears too. The next
absolutely,
Gears
absolutely. All those will be in one pocket.
Xbox has the potential to dominate this industry. It has everything in its arsenal. Everything. The bank, the studios, the IP.
I don't want these PlayStation dudes. I don't want y'all to get it twisted right now. Because you dudes right now think we talking about wait to 2026. No, we're going to beat your brakes off every day up until 2026. And that's when it's going to really start to happen. So I don't want y'all to
don't get it twisted. This ain't wait until 2026. This is boot on the neck down.
Yeah, don't.
And it's worse in 2026. That's what it is.
Every day we keep that boot on your neck. Hashtag there won't be no PlayStation 6.
Okay.
Kong will die.
Okay, got you.
It's not going to stop, bro.
Oh, I got you. Thank you for keeping me in line. I didn't know where you was at. Okay, cool.
Right? I don't keep these beatings up.
Okay.
I don't think this is like Microsoft saying wait till 2026. I personally feel like they have, at that time, they'll probably have the majority of their heavy hitters. I would say Fable was most likely going to be a cross-gen game. Going to be on both. And I think that they'll put themselves in a situation where
No, I'm saying don't forget about, remember that Clockwork Revolution in Exile?
Yeah, that'll probably be around that time too.
Yeah.
And to me, it's going to be one of those situations where they're like, we got the games, we got the services, we just need fresh new hardware to really generate hype. And it's like I said, like I personally don't feel like PlayStation will let them run wild for years. I don't. I think PlayStation is going to prematurely end this generation, just like Xbox will.
They're going to prematurely
but here's
come
the thing.
into the situation
Here's the
fast.
It's not about affording or not affording. It's about PlayStation already knows what they're doing. Is blown up in their face. They're trying to, have some sense of, and they know that what happened to 360 era. So to me, I don't think, is there a chance that happens again? Probably not. But in the back of PlayStation's mind, you can do a lot of damage in 1 to 2 years. And I don't think PlayStation can afford to take the risk.
But they got
That they'll be
aren't they
fine.
locked into a PS5 Pro?
Tell me. This
But
is-
that's what I'm saying. They'll let that sucker run wild for like a year and a half, then we'll cut it.
Nah,
Okay.
see.
hold on.
Go ahead,
Let me
Kay.
get the rebuttal real quick.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. So this is why they're not gonna do what you talk about. They just got to the point where they're making some bread off of these consoles, and they still selling. These things aren't gonna stop selling. So why go to the part where we losing again on hardware, just to go to beat somebody that we feel that we could beat anyway? Let them do what they're gonna do. We just started making some
But we've
money.
seen from all these leaks, they don't feel like they feel like they're going to get leapfrogged. They don't feel that way though.
Right, but they just started making some money. So why are you gonna put out hardware? They're gonna put them deeper into the hole. Let's build our bank up so we can come at these dudes a little bit harder. And they want to do Zen 6.
And you know what's crazy? Let's say it does come out in 2026, and PlayStation 4 does wait till like 2028. Then that's when Microsoft can launch the Slim,
The Pro.
potentially announce their Pro if they're gonna make one.
They,
I mean, the leaks does say that regardless of whenever PlayStation 6, the bad word here, went around King, whenever that does happen, that they were going to launch a Pro in combat of that regardless. So you got.
I am with you guys. I don't think they're gonna have. I don't think they're gonna have any form of like a version of the Series S. Now the streaming thing is a possibility off of King, but I think they are done with the 2 SKUs console.
Yeah,
I
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I think.
And not to mention if you launch in 2026 and there's no new console around you at all and nowhere in the foreseeable future, then why would you do it? You don't need, because you're gonna be the only person on the market. Why you need to fight two?
Yeah.
See, the reason they made the Series S and the X is because they needed the fight on the value and the fight on the power. But by then they'll have power because they'll be out 2 years after the Pro.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's no reason to fight value because they're the
Agreed.
only ones there.
I agree. No, I 100%
That's a great
agree.
point.
Gaz,
Yeah.
you was gonna say something before me before?
No, I was agreeing